up, guys? Welcome to AIDON Archives Live. This is a new thing for me. Something I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and yeah, I'm actually really excited about it. Something that I've been putting off for multiple reasons, or whatever those reasons might be. Is I guess a lot of us deal with things like procrastination, self-doubt. But I thought, I've always wanted to do something along the lines of a podcast, and I guess I didn't really know where to start, and I guess I've just gathered some 2021 vision, some clarity on what I want to be doing, and I think the timing just feels right for me to start creating a sort of a live stream podcast, Twitch, YouTube type of thing. And if there's anyone out there that finds these videos interesting or entertaining, maybe you can learn a couple of things from me. I hope to learn from you, and it's just I guess it's just a way for us to counteract just a lot of the negativity that's going on in the world. And this week I've been dealing with trying to understand the correct way and how to deal with these lockdowns that we're in. For those of you who don't know, I'm in the UK, and the lockdowns here have been going on for months, and I know it's really having a huge impact on people. And I guess it's just so important during these times, during a lockdown, to be able to still tap into your purpose, still tap into something something meaningful in your days. And for me, I guess I can say I've literally traveled specifically around Europe for a few years. I traveled around doing every single festival I ever wanted to do, going through, I went to Awakenings Festival, I went to ADE twice, I went to some really, really big festivals, Extrema Outdoor Festival, I went to small clubs in Glasgow, Sub Club, I went to every single club London has to offer. I've just spent hours and hours and hours and hours on the dance floor, and once that got taken away, I think it was really a wake-up call for me to maybe take that passion and change it, convert it. Dance floors aren't open anymore, at least for the foreseeable future, and we know that those will eventually come back. But I guess it's important that we take every situation we get put into and change our perspective. We can't dance, so I thought to myself, what, let's do this, let's make music. And I've been making music now for about a year, and yeah, it's been an interesting process, and I'm pretty happy with how much progress I've made. But I think that we all need to sit in a zone of just outside that comfort zone, where you're pushing yourself. And for me, this is one of those steps. I don't feel comfortable sitting in front of a camera talking and spilling my thoughts, I'm thinking to myself, or who really cares what I have to say? But at the end of the day, I'm not doing this streaming to gain followers or gain some form of following. I'm doing it for accountability. I want to be able to sit every week and look back as a diary on what have I actually achieved, what have I been making, what music have I been making. And yeah, I think it's just been a really, really interesting couple of weeks for me. I've been feeling really energized around music, just around the same amount of time where governments have been taking away our freedoms, and I've just channeled that anger, that frustration, and that I don't even know how to explain it. I've just channeled it into something more positive, and it's coming out in some of the music that I'm making. And I'm really, really excited to keep making music and just share it out there, and whoever likes it. And but at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me, and whoever wants to come along for the ride, I'm always there to welcome anyone on this journey. And at the end of the day, music is all we have, in our world at least. Anyone who's part of this underground music scene, you'll know what it's all about. We live, we breathe, we eat, we rave. That's what we do, and we repeat it all over again. And I think it's important that we are still being able to connect on every level. So yeah, I hope that I'll be streaming pretty much every single Wednesday. You know, putting my stuff out there, and yeah, please drop a you know, if you guys haven't already done so, I'd really appreciate you reaching out and telling me, you know, what you've been up to. Tell me if you know, just some inspiration. I'm trying to gather inspiration from every single source of connection that I can have with any people at the moment, even though we can't meet up in person. Let's use this as a platform to connect, and let's create a community. That's really what I want to do here. And in the process, I want to learn, and I want people to maybe learn from me. I think I've been putting in a lot of hours in the last year. I'm no expert. I know that there's so much more to learn in this electronic music game. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. I've been working on a new track, which I started today, and I thought, hey, let's give this one a try. I'm feeling quite good. It's quite high energy. I'm really just I'm a melodic person through and through. I always start with my melodies, and I love to build up at high energy. You know, I used to be a big techno guy, but that's more for the dance floor for me. When it comes to music production, this is really what I want to do. So yeah, let's take a little look at what I've been working on today and see if you guys like it. See what we got here. So usually when I'm making music, I'm usually starting with the kick and the bass. So this time around wasn't any different. So I'll go through the process of how I started this track and kind of just show you how each layer by layer I sort of add on to the track. Usually like to just start it out and just put an auto filter on there and see whether I like the progression of the kick as I open up the filter a bit more, just to see whether it's something that, you know, something you can jam to. So a cool trick that I learned from a good friend of mine, Ryan Sullivan. Usually everyone putting some compressors onto their bass so that everything, you know, all the sounds are ducking when the kick's hitting. But he actually showed me how using LFO tool, we actually do the opposite for the kick. So we put a compressor on the kick, but we allow that sort of transient to still filter through, but then it frees up the space in the second half of that beat for, you know, your bass line to fit in. So that's a pretty cool trick. If that's something you haven't seen before, then yeah, right. Just, you know, like they say in electronic music, it's all about having each sound have its own specific space within the track. It's like a painting. You know, you've only got a certain amount of, you know, you've got a canvas, you've got your colors, and you paint on that canvas. You can't go off the side of it. You know, you can't have too many colors all sitting in this one sort of spot. It becomes muddy, and the same thing applies to music. And that's probably one of the hardest lessons as well. But, you know, getting there, learning each day, and sort of just training my ear to get to the point where, you know, hearing things sound right. Yeah, we got the kick sitting okay over there. I think Marvelous. Let's see, let's just add a bit of the low sub sound in here that I've added in. It's going to just with a bit of a perk. Randomly sort of just move it off center. It just gives it a more human feel. You don't want it to be too mechanical. So just moving it, just setting the grid to the narrowest and actually putting it slightly to the left or right on every other beat. Sometimes just give it a bit more of a human feel. Also messing around with velocities. As well, automated panning. You obviously just want to be able to create some stereo effects within the mix there. Simple stuff, really. Synthesis, this is how I really enjoy starting to make music, to be honest. To do is you have your first layer of synth. You usually duplicate the channel then and then mess around with some of the notes to get some harmonics. That's what I did with the second part here. Adds a bit of width, a bit of just grit to those basses. I'll drop the note down there compared to there. Just create some nice harmonies. So the first one, started using the Prophet from Arturia recently. Actually really enjoying it. So really powerful synth. And then of course from the Slate Digital package, the Anna 2 synth is just really good. can never resist a good arpeggiated synth on top of my main synth lead. I think it just gives the melody a bit more movement, and it's something I really enjoy doing. Usually sometimes, you know, I'm not always sound designing my sounds from scratch, but what I definitely don't do is use the straight up, you know, synth that's been given. I always use it as a starting point and then really define it and adjust it to something that I'm looking for specifically. Try and see if we can get these vocals to fit in. Sucker for vocals. just very important to always add that variation in the velocity of your percussions just to give it a bit more movement. You really want to just avoid feeling things are too mechanical. At the end of the day, we might be using computers, but there's still a human behind every track, and you want it to somehow have some of that feel. Clean it up a bit. Add a bit of reverb. So just by duplicating the, that, we are able to just drop down the signal volume for this duplicated hi-hat shaker, and then add a bit of an erosion to it. Just gives it a bit of thickness, a bit of warmth. See, together they're just much better. Get it back in the mix and see how that's sounding. Out this new Neutron from iZotope that I bought yesterday. Apparently some pretty cool features on it in terms of the track assist, and sort of highlights the different areas within each track on each signal. And yeah, I think let's give it a try and see what it does. Hey, what's up, DSV? Yeah, you know, I guess for people like me that aren't quite yet trained in sort of, you know, understanding exactly which frequencies, you know, I think my biggest weakness is my mixing and my mastering, finding signals that are conflicting and understanding actually which part of it sound you want to take away. So I thought I'd just give it a try, but yeah, track assistant feels like a bit too much like a sync on a CDJ, maybe. Yeah, I mean, look, usually I just use EQ8 to take out all the sounds I don't want, and then I use the virtual mix rack and use their plugins to add in, or to sort of bring up the frequencies that I do want with their analog module racks, or whatever you call them. See, the problem is I've got an addiction. If you see something for like £10, you're like, oh, I think I'll buy that today. And yeah, I saw the isotope so cheap. I was like, ah, let me just give it a try. Obviously, I don't want to become too reliant on it. Yeah, bro, I've seen your studio, man. That thing is, wow. It's like a spaceship. It's like every musician's dream. I must have taken some time to build up, eh? Yeah, I'm at the beginning of that journey. Yeah. Only really, I bought Ableton about a year ago. That was my first purchase. When I was a kid, I was just literally was using a fake version of Fruity Loops up until the age of about 14 or 15. I wasn't really sure what I was doing with it, and then kind of gave it up, and then only just decided about a year ago to buy Ableton, and then now the purchases have just steadily started. Oh yeah, I know. The problem is I can't really do it in where I live. Yeah, sort of high-rise apartment building in London, and we can't make noise. So yeah, I do usually, when there's not lockdown, I usually rent a studio up in sort of like North London. Usually rent a studio for like 3 or 4 hours. And yeah, that's basically, that's my sort of studio time. But for now, I'm just using my Sennheisers. These headphones seem to be doing okay, just sort of getting used to. I've got these HD 750, I think they are. Yeah, and I mean, I guess the response is quite flat, so it's kind of nice to make music with. But yeah, that's why. Yeah, but hey, once when I move into a new spot one day, I'll make sure there's that second bedroom kit out the studio. It's all part of the long-term goal. Got to have those long-term goals, otherwise. That's part of the 5-year plan. Everyone says I got a 5-year plan. Mine's to have a 6 studio, 5 years time. What's your 5-year plan? Where are you seeing yourself, bro? Nice, nice, nice. Are you doing mixing and mastering and stuff like that full time? Oh, very cool, man. That's awesome. I always wanted to, I had this dream as a teenager to go to Point Blank Music School in London until I saw the prices. But I guess it's a tough decision, like, you know, I've always wanted to actually go to an audio college and learn more technical aspects, but obviously nowadays with YouTube and all the videos, and even like being able to watch your stream as a small example, like there's so much info already out there. It's like, you know, do we have enough info at our fingertips already for free in certain ways? And obviously supporting people who provide that info, you know, with the courses that they give, or following a Twitch stream and subscribing, like, you know. But at the same time, I still feel like people that go to audio colleges have this, they just have it like that better understanding, those finer details that really make a difference. Like one of the DJs, Enrique Santliano, like he spent hours and hours and hours in a studio mixing and mastering for other people. Now look at him. That experience is priceless. You know, those 10,000 hours that they talk about, it's priceless. Yeah, I guess that is you know, the world we live in now, that is another opportunity. Like there's so many people out there to teach you, and you know, that's what I want to do. I've committed to just learning this year, you know, making music, because obviously there's the two ways, you know, just sitting here on Ableton making music. Then there's obviously the technical side, learning every day, reading, doing stuff, courses, learning from other people, know more than you know. That's so important. Exactly. Also, it's like, why do you do what you do? You know, if it's like, if you're doing things for the right reason, then it doesn't matter how long it takes you or where you get to. It's about enjoying the process. Like, it seems so silly, but I'll sit here for 4 hours listening to the same loop over and over again and feel like I've been on a relaxing holiday. So that's why I do it. You know, it's like, it's therapy. It's like drinking. It's like fulfilling a need, really. And obviously, seeing as dance floors are closed, this is the only way for me to get my music fix. You know, it's like, it's pretty sad what's happening at the moment. It would be so nice to be able to just go back into a club again and listen to some music with a loud Function 1 sound system. dope. We've actually, I work for one of the companies I work for. We do Function 1 down in Cape Town in South Africa. And yeah, we used to do all the big techno festivals. Well, we still do when they're there. We do a lot of the big techno and deep house festivals. We got a massive Function 1 sound system, like 6,000 people. When I lived in Cape Town, we used to just, oh man, it was so cool to mix work and passion, man. It was so sick. Bro, I've only been in London for about a year. I used to live in Cape Town up until 2018 in South Africa, and then I traveled for about a year and a half around Europe, just going to music festivals and stuff. I backpacked for a while, and then I only moved to London about a year ago. So still kind of new to the scene. I haven't been able to get any gigs or anything like that here yet. Background noise, get some folly, get some ambience maybe. I hate it when you get to this part of a track where you got a good 2-minute loops and then kind of just at a loss of what to put in. You don't know where there's space. The track feels pretty full at the moment. I don't even know what to do. That belongs in a Berlin techno club for sure, somewhere.
Step back from love and just keep you as a friend. Step back from love and just keep you as a friend. Step back from love and just keep you as a friend. Step back from love and just keep you as a friend. friend. friend.
Well, I think that is enough tonight. Pretty happy with that progress. If you guys enjoyed the stream, if you found it interesting, let's connect. Smart DSP, shot for pulling through again, man. Definitely be checking around. Appreciate your support. Yeah, guys, hope you all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will be streaming again in the next week or so. Maybe we can off this track. So be previewing the latest track that I just submitted for some mixing and mastering. Really exciting track, one that I'm really happy about. So yeah, to anyone out there that is watching this and supporting me, I really appreciate you. And yeah, hopefully we can change the world. Let's make some music. Peace out, guys.